Welcome to the Trend Talk. We are so happy that you can join us once again. You know, Naibe, today I wanted to talk about what is in a label. And I'm not talking about clothes labels, okay? I'm talking about the trend that people now are not letting people identify you. Rather, we are self-identifying, you know, whether culturally or gender-wise.
Or sexuality-wise, right?
Or
'Cause that's another
sexuality-wise,
label.
yes. And so, you know, there are so many different ways to identify, okay, other than men, male or female.
Right.
Okay. So take for instance the LGBT
right.
community. The LGBT community title now is LGBTQIA because you have to include the queer and the other, I don't forget what the IA stands for. But now it's like very confusing because we don't know what to call people, but they have over 20 different labels, and there's a transition in how to self-identify.
And that's great, though, because I really feel like it's progress. Because before, you know, like in the 70s, it was only like gay or straight, gay or straight. And obviously, even back then, there were women and men that didn't really identify with gay or straight, and thus the development of all these different labels. But it is the gays and lesbians, I think, back in the day that paved the way for all of these other labels to kind of start coming forward and saying, hey, wait a minute, I'm not really a lesbian, I'm not really gay, I'm this. And that, thus the labels. I think it's a good thing, all these labels.
Well, for us, it's a little bit confusing, you know? But the one thing I know that has been made clear to me is that this is not about sexuality. You know, this is about gender.
Right.
Especially for people who identify as binary, non-binary, which means they don't identify with being male or they don't identify with being female.
Right.
They just, whatever they feel, I guess.
So what do you think is the difference between gender and sexuality? I guess gender is whatever, I mean, you're obviously either male or female, born male or female, that's gender. And sexuality is what you feel, what you're attracted to, right?
No, I think it's connected with sex, with with your sex life. I don't know. It's really, really interesting, and you know, there's so much to learn. But in the end, you know, this whole thing started, like you say, back in the 70s,
right? And
it's been changing. And if you're not in that community, you don't really know,
right?
Until recently, you know, I was made aware of some of the things, and now I'm thinking, oh, okay, that makes sense. It's like saying, don't call me a Latino, I'm Mexican.
Or Hispanic.
Or someone saying, oh, you're Mexican. No, I'm not Mexican, I'm Puerto
Rican.
Or I'm
whatever.
American. It's the same thing. So they're identifying, like you say, oh, you're gay. No, I'm not gay, I'm non-binary.
Right.
No, or I'm a lipstick lesbian, or I'm a pansexual. You know, there's so many things. And we need to respect that, and we need to learn. Well, we just scraped the tip of the iceberg on this topic, but don't worry. Our next guest, Zed Answategui, is going to shed a little bit of light into this. They just got cast in a new Starz series called Vida. So don't go away. We'll be right back.